Out here in the heart of the wild, there are kings whose thrones are carved not from crowns, but from brutal survival. This land doesn't give power willingly. You either fight for it or lose it to someone who will. Among these rulers there was once a lion who refused to follow the rules. A lion whose story remains whispered across the plains, in the howls of the wind, and the songs of the scavengers still circling his legend. This lion didn't rise to power like the others. His path was chaos, marked with battles that shook the earth, and choices that even his brothers didn't see coming. Rebelling against tradition, defying every expectation, he left a trail of fear, loyalty, and scars as deep as the savannah is wide. And it all started right here, in one of the most fearsome coalitions the wild has ever known. His life wasn't just a chapter, it was a storm. And today, we're stepping into that storm. But are you ready to meet the lion who bent the rules of the wild to his will? I'm talking about Mr. T, the most fierce member of the legendary Mapogo coalition. A lion so fierce, so unpredictable, he built a legacy that still echoes in the wilds of Africa today. But he wasn't just any lion. Mr. T was chaos wrapped in golden fur, with a personality too big, even for the savannah to contain. Get ready, because this story is not like any story. To understand Mr. T, you need to know the Mapogo Coalition. This wasn't just a group of lions, it was a brotherhood of six, a force of nature feared by every predator on the African plains. The Mapogos rose to power in the heart of Sabi Sands in South Africa. They hunted as a team, fought as a wall of muscle and power, and ruled their territory with an iron paw. But even among these brothers, one stood out, the rebel with the mohawk. This was Mr. T. Mr. T wasn't born into greatness. He earned it. He was born in the early 2000s. He and his 5 brothers, Makulu, Kinky Tail, Dreadlocks, Rasta, and Pretty Boy, had a tough start. They had to fight tooth and claw just to survive. But survival wasn't enough for this coalition. They didn't just survive, they destroyed. Together, the Mapogos redefined what it meant to be a lion coalition. Their reign was brutal. Their methods, well, nobody could match their ferocity, and Mr. T quickly gained a reputation as the wildest of them all. His signature mohawk, a trait that few lions possess, wasn't just for show. It seemed to reflect the chaos that burned within him. Where other lions calculated their moves, Mr. T didn't think twice. He was all action, all instinct, and he terrorized both prey and predator alike. Now put yourself in their paws. You're part of a group that's so powerful. You've wiped out more than 20 prides in a matter of months. You're kings of a territory stretching over 170,000 acres. What do you do next? If you're Mr. T, you keep going. You hunt harder, fight fiercer, and take whatever you want. And that's exactly what he did. Unlike most coalitions, these brothers didn't just target prey. Nope, they went after other lions. They were a wrecking ball, dismantling rival males and taking over prides one by one. But no matter how much they accomplished together, Mr. T always seemed to have his own agenda. Even in the world of lions where survival depends on cooperation, Mr. T often defied the rules. He was ruthless, sparking clashes even within his own coalition. There's one story that still sends chills down the spine of anyone who hears it. And yes, this is where things start to get dark. One day, tension simmered between Mr. T and Dreadlocks, one of his own brothers. It escalated into a brutal fight. No one knows what sparked it. Perhaps a challenge for dominance, or maybe just Mr. T's unpredictable temper. What we do know is that it ended with Dreadlock's brutal death. And who was responsible for it? You guessed it. Lions rarely kill their own coalition members. But Mr. T wasn't like other lions. This act shattered any illusion that Mr. T could be contained, even by the bond of brotherhood. From that moment, he wasn't just a member of the Mapogo coalition. He was their enforcer and their wild card. After Dreadlock's death, Mr. T found a new partner in crime. It was Kinky Tail. Together, they were unstoppable. If the rest of the coalition was an army, these two were its shock troops. They patrolled the borders, defended the Pride Lands, and took out any challengers who dared cross them. Their bond was unbreakable, with Mr. T's recklessness balanced by Kinky Tail's sheer loyalty. But as strong as their partnership was, it wasn't enough to keep danger at bay. In 2011, the coalition faced their greatest threat, a rival group of males known as the Salati Coalition. These lions were younger, stronger, and hungry for power, and they knew that taking down the duo of Mr. T and Kinky Tail would be the key to victory. Outnumbered and overpowered, Kinky Tail was the first to fall. The Salati Coalition tore into him with merciless precision. Mr. T, despite his ferocity, was forced to retreat. Mr. T became more isolated, choosing to live as a rogue lion. This decision led him to face numerous challenges alone, without the support of his coalition. Eventually, Mr. T met his end in a fierce battle against a rival coalition. Despite being outnumbered, he fought bravely until the end, solidifying his legacy as a legendary and rebellious lion of the savannah. His story remains a testament to his fierce independence and the brutal realities of life in the wild. Mr. T's story isn't just about the rise and fall of a lion. It's about what it means to live on your terms, no matter the cost. My friend, that's the thing about legends. They remind us of what it truly means to be alive, wild, and free. And Mr. T? Well, he was as wild as they come. And that's all for today's video, my friends. Mr. T's life was a tale of power, rebellion, and ruthless survival. From his rise as part of the fearsome Mapogo coalition, to his shocking return and the infamous act of taking down rival cubs, every chapter of his story was steeped in drama. But even a lion as ferocious as Mr. T couldn't escape the inevitability of time. His final battle against the Majingalane coalition marked the end of his reign. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more incredible tales from the wild. See you in the next video. Peace.